AITA for always saying my stepfather is not my dad or real dad in retaliation for him calling my dad my birth father or the guy who made my son. My dad died when I, 16M, was 8. My mom married her husband when I was 12. We don't really see eye to eye, and a big reason is he's called my dad my birth father or the guy who made my son since he and mom moved in together. To me, birth father sounds like I was adopted or I'm a donor-conceived kid, which I'm not. I'm not her husband's son either, so him calling my dad the guy who made his son pisses me off. I told him and I told my mom that I didn't like how he talked about my dad. He told me I was being nitpicky and sensitive and he's just letting people know he's the person raising me now. My mom told me there are worse things than being called his son, and a lot of kids would be giddy if a step-parent claimed them. I told her I'm dad's son and will never be her husband's. She told me she loved dad too and used to think it would be weird to be another man's wife, but she said it's so healing to let someone else in. Then she asked me why I couldn't be happy to have two dads, and I told her because I don't, and I don't want two dads either. She said that made her sad, and I told her that her sadness didn't help me with her husband. When I called him that, she visibly cringed and told me it was such an impersonal way to speak about him. I said to speak to her husband about that when he calls my dad the guy who made his son. For 4 years, me and my mom's husband have been tense over this, and last year I started always saying he wasn't my dad or he'll never be my real dad. I'll even do it when he's being nice because he still talks about dad like he always has. It gets under his skin and it pleases me. It upsets my mom, and given she didn't care about how I felt, I decided to ignore it. But the other night he blew up because I told him he wasn't my dad in front of his friends and family, and friends of my mom. He told me I'm being disrespectful when all he's ever done is try to be a good dad, and I told him he's not my dad, and my dad isn't my birth dad or the guy who made his stepfather's son. I'm dad's son. I will always be dad's son, and I told him I would never want to be his son, and my dad would never want me to be his stepfather's son either. My mom asked me why I had to humiliate and disrespect him like that. I told her he can shit all over my dad's memory, so I will shit all over him, and I don't care. I said she chose him, and I didn't, and he's made me determined never to accept him, not even as a friend. She told me retaliating like I am isn't fixing anything, and I'm hurting their feelings. I really don't care. I'm still angry at his choice of words. But I know it's petty, so I want to know if AITA